Security forces in Kenya are on high alert following two grenade attacks in Nairobi's central business district and kidnappings elsewhere in the country over the past couple of weeks.
The damage is always be there because we can't open now because the investigations are going on, and furthermore we even don't know what will happen after that, whether people will be afraid to come back to this place.
For now, the impact on the country's tourism sector remains muted. Tourist bookings in Mombasa and the South Coast appear unscathed. And if the military action is successful, economists and security analysts say the military spend could be money well spent by protecting the country's number 2 industry, tourism, and providing stability.
I think it's important that we put in perspective factors that could have pushed Kenyans to decide to invade or to pursue the Somali militants. Because if you analyze from the cost of piracy, that I think globally it's been estimated to be around 12 billion per year. And for Kenya specific figures, Kenya has been losing close to $500 million courtesy of piracy of the coast of Eastern Africa. And then much recently, there were those forays of kidnappings, where foreigners were being taken off the coast to Somalia. And as we know, the tourism sector is actually the second largest contributor to the Kenyan economy, especially in foreign exchange. We're looking at around $750 million a year.
Over the past decade, Somalia's East African neighbors like Uganda, Ethiopia and Kenya have ramped up peacekeeping efforts in hopes of bringing stability to the East African region.
Now, for a long time, even though Kenya has involved in a very diplomatic way, Kenya has been largely very pacifist in the sense that Kenya goes for non-military approach to all of these things. But in recent times, there's been a bit of high-profile kidnapping of foreigners on the Kenyan side of the border. And also because particularly some of these groups appear to be operating from the Somali side of the border and make regular incursions into Kenya. So it's been something that has been building up over the years, and so Kenya's response is actually an accumulation of all the hits that Kenya has had over the years. And it does appear that Kenya is not only responding because of the preservation of its territorial integrity. Kenya is also doing what the region has for a long time sought to do.
The bold move by Kenya follows a string of pirate attacks on ships along the Horn of Africa.
If you look at that from the background that already we are suffering an inflation of 17% plus, and then now you have to again keep importing more military hardware and even software to get people out there, I think it's going to have a negative impact on the GDP. Instead of us maybe forecasting growth to 6%, we might start looking at it maybe dropping by half, because we went to war when we were already having problems even with our own currency, with our own inflation issues.
Kenya thrives on tourism. It's a huge revenue source for the government. Now what that means is that Kenya will have to consistently communicate to holiday makers that it is a preferred destination for business. Because these days, there are a lot of countries that are trying to position themselves as much as that. Kenya has invested a lot in terms of advertising, that Kenya is a very safe investment destination. And therefore, if Kenya is going to maintain tourism as a huge contributor to its revenue, it's got to maintain that perception of it being a safe haven.
Security in the city has now been tightened at major public centers after the most recent bomb attacks in the CBD. Preceding the attacks, the US Embassy in Kenya sent out security alerts warning of possible terrorist attacks directed at prominent Kenyan facilities and areas like malls and pubs.